Let me guess, you've spent 3 hours this week promoting your salon on social media. How many new clients has that actually got you? Take your time, I'll wait.
All on Build Your Salon.
Let's be honest, we've all fallen for the same bullshit. You've been told that you've got to post every single day. You're making your reels, you're posting your before and afters, you're trying to engage, but your appointment book's still half empty and you're burnt out. You're spending hours designing posts that just disappear into the ether. And you know deep down it's not actually bringing in paying clients. I want to tell you something that I've learned the hard way. I used to do all of it, the reels, the posts, the whole performing seal routine that made me look like a dick on the internet. And at some point, I just had enough. I stopped. Maybe there's a bit of it, my darlings, that's to do with getting older. Maybe a bit of it is just running out of patience and trying to be something that I'm not online. Perhaps it's that inauthenticity that finally got exhausting. And you know what happened? Almost nothing. The diary didn't empty. The money didn't stop coming in. I've been doing this for 27 years now and coaching for over 10. And I've met exactly 2 salon owners who genuinely make social media a big driver for their business. They make social media work for them. 2 in over 10 years. And they treat it almost like another full-time job. Everyone else, and I mean nearly everyone I talk to, is just feeding an algorithm that does not give a shit about them, while quietly telling themselves that they should be doing more posts, doing more videos, doing more stupid dances. And I'm here to tell you, you don't. Let me show you where to put that time and effort instead. Of course, I am Phil Jackson, your queen of salons, coming all over the internet again with another dose of my wise owl wisdom. How on earth are you? Achingly well, I hope. Here we are storming into May, nearly halfway through the year. Can you believe it? I've barely blown the dust off my New Year's resolutions and we're supposed to be halfway through it already. So in my own life, feeling a tiny bit overwhelmed at the moment, playing catch up an awful lot, trying to get organised. And of course, you are along for the journey and I'm thrilled that you're here with me. So what's the problem with social media? Well, the problem is that all of that effort, all of that time that you're spending, all of those hours are just disappearing into a black hole. You salon and clinic owners are wasting hours every week creating your content and getting almost nothing back. Because organic reach has collapsed. You're not imagining it. The platforms are designed that way now. It used to be that you could post something and your followers would actually see it. Here in 2026, you're lucky to reach 5% of them, more likely to be 2. So you post to 1,000 followers, maybe 20 see it. That's if you've got 1,000 followers. And some of those are going to be your mum, your best mate, and those loyal clients who are already booked in. They're not the new blood that you need. And that's because social media is pay to play now. Facebook and Instagram and the others are all making money from ads. So they've got very little interest in showing your free business posts to anybody. So your stunning balayage before and after is getting buried under someone else's holiday snaps from Benidorm. And the advice that you're getting is just post more or chase the new trend or find a new format. And that is terrible advice in 2026 because it locks you into that hamster wheel of overwhelm, of comparison, and feeling like you're constantly falling behind. More content does not equal more clients. What it equals is more of your precious time flushed down the lavvy, my darlings, and I shan't have it. And I get it. I understand why. It's because you don't know what else to do. So you kid yourself that social media is where you need to be spending your time because you don't know what you would be doing with that time to promote your business otherwise. And that's what we need to fix. We need to fill that time with marketing activity that's actually going to deliver some work, deliver you some clients. So am I telling you to delete Instagram tomorrow? Nope. But though you could. If you wanted to, you could make a strategic decision to do no social media at all if you don't want, though I think that would be going a bit too far. But I do think we need to redefine social media's job. As of today, social media is not your client-finding department. Its job, its only job, is social proof and deepening relationships. So think of it as your digital portfolio. You need to have some work on there. So if people are looking for you on social media, you've got a feed which is alive and it shows that the business is still around. And when a potential client gets that recommendation or finds you on Google, they can have a little stalk and they can see that you're still in existence. It's also brilliant for deepening relationships with your existing clients, making them feel part of the family, bringing the social back to social media. But it's not a great conversation starter. And that means, my loves, once and for all, you have your Uncle Phil's permission to stop the daily posting insanity. Seriously, reply to your comments, reply to your DMs like a real human being, though we can automate some of that stuff. And you know, I love a bit of automation. Post your best work occasionally, show behind the scenes, show your personality, show your team, show that you are a human being with wants and dreams and desires and all of those things that your clients can tap into. But a couple of really good posts a week is plenty. Stop asking social media to find you new clients. That is not its job anymore. So, Uncle Phil, you've convinced us that social media might be a waste of time. Where are we actually going to find new clients? Where are they? Well, the new clients and the client money is on the channels that you own and control. Number one, referrals. And we've talked about referrals. We've talked about recommend a friend with a proper system behind it before on the Build Your Salon podcast. If you need another episode, reach out and let me know. I'm quite happy to jump into referrals again. Not a quick tell your friends. We need a structured program with a real incentive that we can run as a targeted promotion once or twice a year. So when a client is paying, we can say something like, we've loved having you today if you send a friend in, or we can run a whole recommend a friend promotion that gives people a discount off their first visit and maybe gives a reward to the client who's doing the referring. That word of mouth from happy clients is the most powerful marketing on earth. Whenever I speak to salon business owners, clinic owners, and I say, where do you get your new clients from? They always say word of mouth, and yet they're doing nothing to put a system and a process behind getting more of that word of mouth going on. Next up, look at people that have spent money with you before and are no longer spending money with you. Your lapsed clients, your lost clients. Have a look in your own client list. No algorithm can hide you from them. So pull up everyone who hasn't visited in the last, 4 months. Now, this number is... and it depends on your business. And what I tend to do when I'm working with a salon business client is I'm looking at your average return rate. So if people generally come through the door every 6 weeks in a hair salon, by 12 weeks, we can start to assume that they might be a lost client. If you're running something like a nail bar where the frequency of visit is much higher, then 12 weeks is going to feel like way too long. I worked with one client who was running a hair extensions business, and it wasn't unusual for her to not see her clients for 3 or 4 months. So 12 weeks would feel like way too soon to start lost client marketing. We were looking at 5 or 6 months for her. So pull up the list of everyone who hasn't visited in your return period, or double your return period, and then sanity check the list. So have a quick look through. And if there's lots of people on there that you recognize are not lost clients, they're just not in very often, then redraw the list with a slightly longer time frame. And then we're going to send out a quick text message or an email saying, hi, so-and-so, we've missed you. We want to get you back in the salon business, back through the salon doors rather. Here's an incentive. Here's something to bring you back in. It's ridiculously effective. What works even better is if you make the scary call, pick up the phone, talk to these people, ask them why they haven't rebooked their appointment, remind them that you love them and you miss them and you want to see them. Yes, it takes some balls to pick up the phone, and you might get the odd client who's never going to come back and they've got plenty of reasons not to. What amazing feedback for your improving standards though. Then I want you to spend some time looking at your Google business profile. I am not a Google business profile expert, but I do know that this is your new digital front door. This is where people are searching. They go to Google, they don't go to Instagram when they are looking for a new salon business. And getting into that top 3 is like a free billboard on the busiest road in your town. So fill out every section on your profile, upload photos, reply to every single review. Then I want you to go back to social media, but I really want you to focus on your local community presence. Every town has a Facebook group, and I want you to jump into that group not as a walking advert. Lots of groups will throw you out or choke your posts for that, but I want you to be in there as the helpful local expert. So sponsor some local stuff, have a coffee with the boutique owners down the road. These people live within a few miles of your salon. They are your prime new clients. They are the ones who are going to talk about your business. Those 4 things alone will do more to fill your books than 1,000 reels ever could, I promise. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the phone down. We're going to say, great, we've got some time back. Here's what I want you to do with it. I want you to spend 30 minutes this week on your Google business profile. Get some photos uploaded that you've taken in the last week. Write a small update, a service update or a team spotlight, and reply to every new review that has not got a reply. Then I want you to spend 15 minutes emailing. Open your booking software, filter out people who haven't been in, let's say, for 90 days. Send that "We miss you" email. Make it a template so that next week is just going to take you a couple of minutes. And then in your final 15 minutes, start thinking about the community and the referrals. So tweak your referral script, or maybe look at putting that recommend a friend promotion together and spend a few minutes in your local Facebook group being genuinely helpful. That's it. 1 hour instead of 3 or 4. You've boosted your search ranking. You've woken up and given the elbow to a few lapsed clients, and we've got some word of mouth happening on autopilot. This is how we get a full diary without wasting our lives on social media. So what do you think? What have I missed? What is your take? Are you making social media actually deliver a consistent stream of new clients into your salon business? If you are, reach out and let me know. My email address scrolling up at the bottom of the screen right now. I'm telling you that being that full-time content creator is a waste of your time and a complete lie, which serves the social media companies, but it doesn't serve your salon business. Have I got it wrong? I'd love to hear from you. Maybe we could get on a future episode of the Build Your Salon podcast and tell your story. If this has hit home, I've got plenty more where this came from, my darlings, and the latest offer from me is a simple guide to help fix your salon's profit basics. And it's just a 10-minute fix. I'm calling it the 10-minute money fix. It's got 5 strategies in there that you can implement in your business in less than 10 minutes to help you keep more of the money that's coming through the salon doors. Head over to 10minutemoneyfix.com. Yes, I managed to get the .com. Hurrah! Grab your copy. It's just £9 for goodness sake. And in just 10 minutes, we can keep more of your hard-earned cash in your salon business. Just a few short days until I'm coming all over the internet again with another dose of my wise owl wisdom. And until then, take care.